It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again on another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. And my God, we got the squad in the building. We got the man, the myth, the legend, Stefan Don, formerly known as Ringo J. Of course, in the back, the super producer, Joe Holt. And joining him back there, y'all can't see him on the camera, but is that Jay Garf in the cut?
Jay Garf in the camera. Jay in the cut.
Jay in the cut. Is that Jay in the cut?
There
he slowly. Oh, Jay in the cut. Whole squad in the building. We got a lot to get into on today's episode, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure you stay in tune with us, man. Boys, football in Chicago is back. We should bring up that Twitter poll. Did y'all see I posted that about which had the best who had the best? Don't worry about it anyway. We gonna keep this team. Who had the best intro music out of all the companies and stuff like that? Yeah, it was crazy, but don't worry about it. Nah, man. Hey, listen, a lot to get into today. Want to talk about, what are the top 5 must-watch stories heading into camp. I got some stories here and just get you guys' thoughts off of it, man, because I think there's a lot of storylines going into camp that going into this first preseason game that we probably won't see finished and play out, but it would be good to see just a glimpse of them. You know what I mean? And so I'm really looking to see just a glimpse of what there could be on this Bears team in this first game. Let's get it started with the number one. The number one thing that we got to see storyline heading into this first preseason game, the Justin Fields to DJ Moore connection. 1, how will Justin Fields look in year 2 of this system? And 2, how real is the connection with him and DJ Moore? Because we've seen it dominate versus Bears defenders, but are we going to see it dominate versus a defense that actually is designed to try and hit you?
When I think about it and look at it, right, I think the connection is real. I mean, if you look at it from the standpoint of you're looking at it, Poles brings in, he brings in C.J. Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds. You got basically 2 of the best tackling linebackers from last season. We already know with Tremaine Edmonds brings to that linebacker room. I think you would consider him probably a top 5 linebacker, just outside of that top 5, depending on how you look at it. And we've been saying it this whole time. Our iron sharpens iron, and Kareem rises to the top. So if he's going against those 2 guys off rip, that just goes to show already that, hey, if I can do this against them, I can pretty much do this against anybody. We've heard him say, even in his post-practice pressers, he's like, the windows that are usually open, if that's anybody else, I'm getting it through there.
For sure.
Tremaine is just on another level right now. Same thing with TJ. And listen, to be honest, it's the same thing with DJ Moore, right? You're going up against Jalen Johnson in practice every day. Tyrique Stevenson is getting reps. That connection, if they're going through those guys, especially on this defense, and you guys even talked about it yesterday, the defense was winning the day against the offense.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be able to basically dominate this season in terms of targets, connections, yards, whatever you want it to be. I think it'll be real. So I think during that first drive in tomorrow's game, the first thing you're going to see is a deep shot. And hopefully they connect, because we've been talking about it ad nauseum this whole offseason. So hopefully they'll be able to show off the goods when, the lights are brightest.
For sure. What do you think, Joe? How you feeling about this DJ Moore, Justin Fields connection? What do you want to see from it tomorrow?
What I think is what I like from what we're seeing is there's a camaraderie.
Yeah.
So there looks like they're actually spending time together. So to me, that's where the connection, the chemistry. So I think it is real, based off of hopefully their energy playing off of each other. So we'll see how that plays out.
And then the other thing too that I wanted to mention, they formed because everybody was talking about it too, and I think they talked about it a little bit too. They've done a couple of interviews together. The time off the field, it as well.
Yeah.
That they spend together goes hand in hand with that. So I'm right with Joel. Like tomorrow, I think you're gonna see it, and I think it's really gonna carry into the season. The Bears fans got a lot to a lot to look forward to this season, man, because I think that this is gonna be a top 5. If we're just talking wide receiver quarterback duos,
Yeah.
I think they'll be in the top 5 at the end of the season.
And that's the main thing for me, right? Like the thing that you want to have come away from it. Shout out to Samurai J. Say, y'all be getting me through the work day every day. I don't pull up live every time, but I be saving these for work. Appreciate y'all. Keep it up. Appreciate you for supporting the show, man. Samurai J. Appreciate that love there. The thing for me with this duo, the Bears having this 1-2 punch now is I want to see, can it be something that continues to be consistent? Because if you're getting consistency from this duo, then all of a sudden you're talking about all the other pieces that work. Now you're talking about how Chase Claypool all of a sudden is able to work in this offense. Now you're talking about what Darnell Mooney is able to do. Now you're talking about, right, Tyler, what's Tyler Scott going to be able to do realistically, right? And so this does get me excited, like seeing this connection. I think heading into this first preseason game, that's the main reason that I want to see it, because it dispels all of the conversations we're going to have following the week, right? Was this just a training camp thing? Was this just the Bears having a tough defense? Was this some of the struggles that the team has shown? You know what I mean? All those things that go into that. Realistically, I think that if we see a coming out, going down the field, 10-play drive, take a deep shot, you hit some of the stuff underneath, connect with DJ Moore a couple of times, hand the ball off, you know what I mean? All of those little things to just slowly get down, and then all of a sudden you see DJ Moore and Justin Fields in the end zone. That just all of a sudden it makes you feel like, okay, this is something that's real. Not to say pack it in for the rest of the preseason, but this connection isn't something that's just been a practice thing, because I think that's the fear, right? Is this just something that we're going to see in practice, or is this going to be something that's going to be able to continue?
I think too, what we're looking at is the way Poles has put this team together. It's like very methodical. So this feels like a real constructed team. And so you're looking at, he understands the chemistry. So like, it wasn't that he just got him a number 1 receiver. He probably got him someone that actually works with him. So that, to me, that's like building the camaraderie, that's building the, building this team where it's not just a 1-year, 2-year fix. This might be a nice, hopefully a partnership that lasts 4, 5, 6 years, depending on the age of these guys.
No, for sure. And that's the thing, right? This is not, if we see this dynamic, I talked about this today on the Chicago Bears podcast. If we see this dynamic work, now you know what you can do heading into next draft. Now you know what you can do heading into the next season. Now you know what you can do, right? To me, realistically, I'm going into the draft next year. If DJ Moore and Justin Fields work well together, I'm going into the draft next year, and I'm saying I got these 2 first-round picks for y'all. Who wants? Because we want Marvin Harrison Jr. Like legit. Because realistically, right now I'm going into this saying, okay, we still got to build on our defensive side, but I need more offense. I want more offense. Now I know that I have the quarterback of the future. Guess what? I've got to pay either Chase Claypool or Darnell Mooney. You're probably not paying both. One of those guys is not going to be here. If Chase Claypool performs, Ryan Poles paid for Chase Claypool. That probably means Chase Claypool is going to be the one to stick around. You're going to go out there and try and find that next guy who's going to be that wide receiver that's controllable for the next 4 years. If I know I got the quarterback, what am I using these top picks on? Because if I don't know I got the quarterback, now I got to package it to go possibly get a quarterback.
Yeah.
We're in a good spot. Excellent spot.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was going to say, even going back to the camaraderie thing, and if the Justin Fields, the DJ Moore connection works, the crazy part about it is, like I said, once you get really inside the 50, it's like what are you gonna do? It's like even when they get to 3rd down, it'll be like, okay, we need to stop 2, find 2.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you find 2, I got Claypool coming across the middle, 5-yard slant. I can turn it into 10 if need be. or I got Darnell Mooney, or I got Komet. Same thing when you get into the red zone. So I literally, to me, realistically, tomorrow, what I want to see is I want to see about two drives. If I can get 2 drives out of them,
you're not gonna get 2 drives. You're gonna get 1 drive. You might get 2
You're
drives out of
getting
the
one.
offense. You might get 2 drives out of the offensive line just because of the lack of continuity. You're gonna get 1 drive out of Justin Fields.
That's all you get.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, right? What CJ Stroud do 2 for 4 with a pick?
It was bad. The Texans, they got a really nice defense. They got a
that offensive line looks scary. Y'all thought we had issues, bro.
Wow.
Hey, listen.
No, he just looked like a rookie. I never had high confidence in CJ Stroud. I didn't think like, oh yeah, he's gonna come in and tear everything up. So.
Hey, but you didn't even make it easier for him. That offensive line said, that offensive line said, who was it? It was the right guard. That man said,
I legit.
He got away from me. That's on me. That's on me. That's my bad. You know what I mean? It was like, wait a minute, dog. Like, hold on now.
A little bit too quick there. What?
Hey, let's keep it moving along, man, because we got 5 of these to get to. I feel like that was the number 1 thing that we really want to see. Number 2 for me, number 2 thing storyline heading into this that I think really is going to stand out: the battle between Tyrique Stevenson and Terrell Smith, because that number 2 DB battle is very, very important, because who's going to stand opposite Jalen Johnson? I love the fact that both of these guys are, going out there and competing for it, because Terrell Smith, of course, taken, I want to say 5th round for Terrell Smith. And you didn't expect him to compete as well as he has, but it shows the depth in the room. But who's going to win that job? Because for me, I'm looking at this Bears defense. That DB room is the strongest that we probably have, strongest unit we probably have on the team right now. Maybe the wide receiver room, still some question marks on Chase Claypool, right? But that DB room to me is the strongest room that we have. Okay. And I just want to know who's going to be standing opposite Jalen Johnson, and/or who's going to have an opportunity to possibly become the number 1 on this team. And I know that sounds crazy. You're not going to see that just tomorrow, but whoever gets in that position to be the number 2, those 2 guys, Terrell Smith, if you look at Terrell Smith and Tyrique Stevenson, both of those guys are DBs that flew slides. They have long arms, a little more height, very rangy, break on the ball really well, right? And you hope that there's more takeaways involved in it. Now, that's not me saying I don't want to see Jalen Johnson be successful. I'm just living in what the reality of the situation could be. You could be looking at a possible number 1 DB coming out of this group. I know it's the rookie class and everybody's losing their mind, but I really want to see what that DB battle is going to be like.
I mean, yeah, I think that right now this DB battle is a good problem to have, right? I mean,
great problem to have. Something we haven't had in a while.
Yeah. Both of the DBs have definitely stepped up. Me personally, I like Tyrique Stevenson a little bit more. But I mean, it's like you said, to that point, right? I mean, you pretty much may be looking at, a number 1 DB, because Jalen Johnson has pretty much been open with everybody. Yeah. Said that he's had some struggles. He hasn't been where he's wanted to be, and if both of them keep improving, the name of the game is, we hope no one gets hurt. We're not advocating for anybody to get hurt, but if something does wind up happening to Jalen Johnson or anything like that, they'll be able to step up in that role, show up and show out. But me personally, if it was my pick, I'm taking Tyrique Stevenson. But Terrell isn't that far off.
I just love the fact that we got the depth. I really do.
I think it's Tyrique that kind of he seems to have a lot more promise. But I agree with you that, I mean, I liked our secondary just from last year. Yeah. So they've just shored it up. And the thing is,
I think the Kyler Gordon was out of position.
Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah, but
he wasn't a number 2. He's a slot guy.
Right. But the point is that their Poles is methodical in terms of what he's doing. He's trying to also get the best talent. Like, we didn't, when the draft hit, we weren't looking for Tyrique Stevenson. It was like, all right, they took another DB. But he needed to shore up that secondary. Now we got that nickel. Like, he's just filling the hole. So next year, in my opinion,
shout out to him.
Yeah. In my opinion, though, that next year's draft, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up trading down and then they get like the best either lineman again or they get their best defensive end if it's the high enough pick to get.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't be surprised by it. I just feel like this DB room right now, you have an opportunity. And here's the thing. It doesn't mean that Terrell Smith is going to instantly be the 2, Tyrique Stevenson become the 1. Jalen Johnson might prove us all wrong. I love the fact that Jalen Johnson has the understanding of the situation that he's coming into. He's got the pass breakup numbers. He really does. He's got but he's also right. He doesn't have the interception numbers. When you talk about the interceptions, that's how you grade DBs.
Yep.
Jalen Johnson understands that. He understands what he's coming into in these contract negotiations. And listen, he's not going to play a ton. He might not play at all in this preseason just because they want to see the 2 young guys and what they can do. Like he might literally go out there for like the first drive just to be like, let me stretch my legs real quick. All right, let me get up out of here.
True.
You know what I mean? And so
yeah. Drew's in the chat saying that he feels like he's questioning that the team secondary is the best unit, but it's not. It's more about it's the best room that you can build with because the D-line is still a work in progress.
Well, I mean, here's the
linebacker
thing.
crew we just got the linebackers.
Your secondary includes everything, though, right? It's not just Tyrique Stevenson and Terrell Smith. You also have to throw in Jaquan Brisker. You also have to throw in Eddie Jackson, who had a bounce-back season last year because of what Jaquan Brisker was able to bring to this team. You also have to add in, right now you're getting more depth. Commissioner Gordon came away with 3 interceptions last season, right? And
but that's hard.
He's already got pressure. He's already got 2 more than Jalen Johnson's got.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And that's hard with no pressure coming from the
and it's impossible. It's not hard. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And I think that now, right, like that's what excites me about this is you're now in a situation where at the beginning, I hope that Jalen Johnson does have his Kyle Fuller year. Right, come away with 7 interceptions, prove everything that we've thought about you as a DB right now. Yes, you can break up the pass, but you can't take the ball away. Prove all of that wrong. Say, hey, listen, you give me the pressure. I can get these pass breakup numbers, but now I'm adding in the picks. Perfect. Now we got a DB that I have no problems paying for the future. But for me, when I'm looking at these young guys coming up, now all of them get to benefit from pressure. That's not something we've seen, right? Remember, we got Khalil Mack and a Kyle Fuller contract here. Mm-hmm. And opposite of Kyle Fuller was Bill Dorr was a rookie. Who was it? Was it Callahan?
It was Callahan.
Was it Bryce Callahan?
That's
gross.
Who
was our second DB on that team? It was Fuller and somebody else. We end up letting them walk.
I know for a fact that I had Callahan.
We did have Callahan, but I thought Callahan was playing safety a little bit. I know there was Vildor, but anyway, right? Like I think Prince Amukamara. That's true. Prince Amukamara, absolutely right. Shout out to DM.
That sounded right.
DM Trick, yeah. Dimitri. I'm gonna go Dimitri because DM Trick sounds crazy. My bad, dog. That sounds wild as heck. No, but for me, right? Like you're coming in now with these young guys getting the benefit of Yannick Ngakoue rushing in their first year. You're coming in with these young guys getting the benefit of DeMarcus Walker being a number 2, being able to bring pressure on the other side. Justin Jones and Andrew Billings, who I think Andrew Billings is one of the most underrated signings that the Bears have, hasn't been talked about a ton. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what this DB battle is going to be, and you know who's going to come out on top of it.
And the thing about it that I like, right, is the thing I asked this like a couple months ago before the draft. I think I asked Coach T. I was like, "Yo, what is the difference between?" Because that's when everybody was talking about, like the Bears should take Jalen Carter, and I was like, "Yo, they need to take Will Anderson," and he's like, "Listen, the difference is like you gotta get to third down." So I feel like once the Bears, officially get to third down with the Ngakoue signing. With the Ngakoue signing, you're going to be able to see now, Commissioner Gordon had those 3 picks. He'll be able to step up. Jalen Johnson will be able to improve his numbers. So that way he just won't have the pass breakups. And like you said, you're including those safeties in that DB room as well. Yeah. So you have to understand. Yeah. In that defensive room as well. And now you're including and Eddie Jackson, who But by all means, even when they had Khalil Mack, I think the year before, the year when they had Khalil Mack, he went off as well. So he's telling these guys what to be, and you're consistently learning from them. You're consistently learning from him every day, which is kind of something that I wanted to see from whichever vet that we're going to bring in, right? Because you want to make sure young guys are getting better and better and better every day. Like Gordon is going to be playing right next to Brisker, and you're going to either have Tyrique Stevenson or Terrell there as well. So it's just a plus. These are good problems to have.
No, for sure. And let's keep it moving along because this next one I think goes right into it.
Right.
I want to see how dominant this defensive line is actually going to be. I'm questioning what Yannick Ngakoue is bringing into the table. Not to say we haven't seen it before, but how quickly are you going to see it? Because last night we got to see what the Patriots D-line is going to look like. Now, granted, you got to see it versus a very terrible Texans line, but you left that game feeling like, oh, snap, the Patriots defense might be back. Oh, did Bill Belichick get this right? Are we actually going to be able to see a Patriots team that is dominant on defense? And I think that starts with Yannick Ngakoue. The biggest question for me heading in for the defensive side of the ball is, what is Yannick Ngakoue going to look like based on the conversation we just had about DBs? And y'all see Drew in the chat listing off all of the DB or all of the defense numbers. Talking about, it all starts with pressure.
Right? Yeah, but it doesn't. Yeah, those
it all
numbers
starts
don't
with pressure.
mean anything. That's last year. So this line is I think it's the sum of all the parts. I don't think Yannick's coming in as our savior, but he's going to come in and at least contribute. The whole point is that we can't have 20-something sacks. We need at least get to 35 and not 40 for the year, and that will help create the pressure. That secondary is actually a decent group of talent, and if we give them the time, they can do something with that. So I think that Yannick will just be a good – to me, if we're going to compare like the 05, 06 Bears defense, this guy is more like the Alex Brown. The good defensive end. I don't look at him as the Julius Peppers is going to come in and give us 12, 15 sacks.
No, because he is that guy, though.
But
that's literally what he is. He's a 10.5 sack a season guy.
He's like 9.
He had 10.5 last year. No, he had 9.5. He had 10.5 the season before.
But you do. I will say this to Joe's defense. I feel like with that being said, you do gotta like look at who he was playing with.
Yeah, I mean, it's more about what he can do. Yeah, he had 10 last year. No, he had 10.
He had 9.5 last year.
The year before that.
Because again, he played within.
So this is how his sacks literally go by year. Rookie year 8. 12 with the Jags, 9.5, 8. You got to combine the Ravens and the Vikings together because they traded him. He had 8 in that season. In the season he gets traded, he comes away with 8, goes to another team halfway through the season. I believe it was after week 7, and ends up getting 3 more sacks on the season. With the Raiders, he had 10. With the Colts, he has had 9.5. He's never had a season under 8 sacks. No, he's a Julius Peppers type of guy.
Okay.
I'm
gonna give him a step over Alex Brown.
Yeah. I mean, again, I'm kind of with Joe because I got to see it. Like, I mean,
we got to see? He's done this.
I mean, listen, you were with I mean, there's something to be said about
Alex Brown has never had over 8 sacks.
Okay, look. All right.
No. He looked up them numbers. He looked up them numbers.
Okay.
Alex Brown has never had over 8 sacks.
Hold on. Okay. He's in between them because Peppers is like 11.5, 11.
Yeah, Pep was a consistent.
But 7. So he's just he's the
Julius Peppers.
Yeah.
Under Peppers.
Now, here's the thing. Julius Peppers was better on the run. Because Julius Peppers, this is hilarious, right? So they were telling us a story. Lance told me a story. I want to say on last week's pod where he was talking about basically, he was talking about like the speed of Julius Peppers, and he was saying that
no, he's a Goonlier. Goonlier was 9.
Adewale Ogunleye was nasty.
He was 10.
Yeah,
9.
Adewale Ogunleye was nasty.
He's in that range.
But the funniest thing, he was talking about Julius Peppers, and he said they had to change how they did certain things. They would do this drill where they had to run, And
Right.
you know, linebackers had to be in front of linemen,
Right.
because you're supposed to be faster than the lineman. But Julius Peppers would be like running with like the wide receivers.
Yeah.
he
was a basketball
and they
player.
were like, he was like they had to. They say, yeah, you got to be in front of all the linemen except Julius. Except Julius, we'll give y'all a pass on that because nobody's gonna be able to catch him. Like Julius Peppers was that kind of monster where he could catch. Like versus the run game, you weren't gonna be able to run past him because he might be able to just catch your running back.
He was a super athlete,
Right.
though. He was a hooper in
He
college.
was a free. He was a was he power forward on
North Carolina.
on that
power
UNC
forward.
team,
Yeah,
right?
North
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah,
He
nah,
was-
power
he
forward,
was,
going crazy.
He could move.
Yeah, I think.
Can you imagine that as a power forward, a defense man? But please.
Yeah, and this man just talking to himself before the snap. Then watch out. I done told him, watch out, like, bro, I'm not okay.
The
relax.
Adewale comparison is a good one. I like that.
Yeah,
I can
just-
deal with that more. I felt
my-
like no disrespect to Alex Brown, but the Alex Brown, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Now, you said it, not me.
Nah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying, he
yeah.
was a good player. I feel like next
DeMarcus
year,
Walker is Alex Brown.
I give you that.
Maybe.
So I think in the draft next year, depending on how we pick, that's where we hopefully get. I mean, it would be great if somehow Carolina gets us the top 1, 2, 3 pick, and we end up with a Chase Young type that we can add on top of this defense.
well,
Because you need a Yannick for the next. Well, he's only a 1-year deal. Hopefully, he's 29, right?
28.
28.
Yeah. So if we can get him for a couple more years, but we got to get that other guy on the other end to wreak havoc.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the thing about it, I just think, you know, we're transitioning into seeing him now be the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
Like,
are the Packers playing right now?
Probably. It's Friday. There's football
We
on
can put
Friday.
the- we can at least put the game on.
Yeah, there's.
You said we could at least put the game on.
There's games.
Oh, you gonna throw it up on the big TV?
Yeah,
Hey, that's what we got a studio for.
Yeah,
Hey,
studio, you know,
we got a studio
Yeah.
set up out here, man. Shout out to.
Yeah.
Well, you unplugged it, so.
I can play it.
Yeah,
Hey, you got to climb back up there and get the power cord. Nah,
look at
reach.
him.
Reach for the sky. Wish y'all could see this right now.
Reach for the
Hey, man,
sky,
we
boy,
appreciate
dog.
y'all for tuning in and showing love. Let's keep this thing moving along. First off, announcements
What's
real
up,
quick. Midday announcements, or what we call this, church announcements, hall announcements. Maybe we got to change the name on that a little bit. But no, I just tune in with your boy over on the post game show on ESPN 1000. I'll be on the radio. We'll also be on the ESPN YouTube page. As me, Jason McKee, and Jeff Meller handle the post game show. We're going to be reacting to this Titans game live. So make sure to tune in with us on that. Appreciate that. Make sure to tune in with us on that. And we're also going to have there'll be refreshments in the back and cookies for the children. And then, you know what I mean? And, what else we got going on over there? We got the podcast 5 days a week now, Monday through Friday. So stay in tune with us on that as well. And I think that's about it for the announcements right now. Y'all got anything? Anything coming up? Anything we should be on? Oh, Joel got something coming up that we should be on the lookout for.
I do.
The video you getting together.
Oh,
Might as well promo it on your own channel.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Well, we're working on a couple projects, but we're going to do the top 10 Bears quarterbacks, which starts at number 4.
Starting at number 4.
Top 10 Bears quarterbacks.
Let's talk. We're talking about the tournament of bad quarterbacks.
The tournament of bad Bears
Bad Bears,
quarterbacks
yeah.
to celebrate the fact that we have
Yeah.
what we believe is a good Bears quarterback. So we'll be on that as well. So stay tuned with us on that. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Ringo, you got anything coming up? Anything people should look out for?
Hey man,
Ringo got an album he about to drop.
I got the album coming out. You know,
Who are the features on the album?
well, we got two. We got
We got you.
we got two. We got Joel. Yeah, man. Nah, been looking out for that. Nah,
Hey, is Joe rapping like Melly Mel on the album?
Yeah.
On the elevator floor of hip hop. Like, what was that?
Why is he coming on so angry? Like, nah, but hey, man, listen. I do got something in the works for y'all though. We get in the studio. we get in the studio. Everything is in motion. Man, I can't wait for y'all to see what I'm building. But yeah, that's what's in the works, bro. We
Oh,
gonna
you
have
talk about that
on
studio? Yeah,
there.
no, Ringo got something for real coming his way, y'all. Y'all gonna see Ringo out here during these Bulls live calls, man. So stay in tune.
We got something cooking.
Also, no Bears live call this Saturday. It's my parents' anniversary.
Yeah, Mike,
so
that's it. I'm a DJ Khaled. There you go.
We the best. Steph did. No Bears live call. No Bears live call this first Saturday. We'll be live next Saturday for the Bears-Colts game. So stay in tune with us on all of that, man. Let's keep this thing moving along, man, because we got a couple more that we got to get into, man, because there's another battle that I think is very interesting coming into this first game. And that is the running back battle. Because now is the time, and I've said this the entire time. I love Khalil Herbert as a running back. I love Deontay Foreman as a running back. I hate them as blockers in the backfield. It does not look good. It hasn't looked good pretty much the entire training camp. You can't really get a real estimation of it. There was one last week where Treston Ebner was out there. Or not last week, that was Friday. It's Thursday. Where Treston Ebner was out there and tried to block on Javon Dexter, and he got ran over. It was one of those serious collisions. It was like, ooh, don't tell your mama. But yeah, that was so I think that Roschan Johnson is going to have a real opportunity to move up the depth chart in this game. And I know that the Bears have confidence in his blocking scheme or in his blocking skill, I should say, because even with the right, you're not using him as much. He's the third string running back right now. Mm-hmm. On the punt team, he's on the line. Right. On the punt team, he's blocking.
Right. He might be the Terrell Davis, well, he's come in heralded though a little bit. Like it was like, yeah, we had this other 1,800-yard rusher on starting, but we also had this monster behind you.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think that there's an opportunity for that. I really do, because for me, it's one of those situations now where if Khalil Herbert can't block, if Deontay Foreman can't block, as much as you loved what their running ability is, you need a guy out there that's going to be able to stand in there and take a shot and help protect Justin Fields. Not to say that he should be the lead blocker, right? Not to say it should be the situation last season. How about we get some offensive linemen to do some blocking? But you do want to have that guy that's able to create that extra second. For me, I think that could be a Roschan Johnson skill that the other two, to me, just they haven't developed. I know Khalil Herbert talked about going to boxing to help get your hands up quicker and stuff like that. But it every time I've seen Khalil Herbert in a pass block situation, it's been one of those like the lineman last night, like, oh snap, there you go. Hold up, my bad. That's on me. That's on me. You can't say my bad during the game.
Right.
And so I think there's going to be a couple of moments where they go, ooh, they would have took Justin Fields' head off on that one. And you're only gonna get a couple before they go, yeah, Roschan, what you doing tomorrow? What you got going on? You gonna be at the game? Bet. Yeah, you block it.
Yeah, I look at it like it was the same thing that I was saying about Mitch a couple years back. Like you go out and yeah, like we know that you keep saying that you're trying, you're giving your best effort. We get all that, but it's only so many times you can say like, oh, my bad, or oh, we'll get them next time, until like, yo, we're actually losing games and our quarterback is getting killed. So I think that, Roschan Johnson to me has a real chance to take it just off of the blocking alone, because you need to be able to protect Justin. If Justin's upright, and doing what he's been being able to do up until this point, then that means 9 times out of 10 the Bears are probably in the midst of winning games. I wanted to ask you this question just off the running back battle alone. Like, what to you has been the thing that has stood out about Roschan Johnson the most during camp?
You haven't seen a ton of them in those situations. One, he was hurt for a lot of the pad days. You really just haven't seen a ton of them because the Khalil Herbert and Deontay Foreman are your number ones. So when you've seen him, right, he's been out of pads. He's looked okay, but I think he's going to get a ton of run. He's good to go for this game, so he's going to get a ton of run now. I think you're really going to get to see the first look at him seriously in depth in this game. You know what I mean? We got to see him a little bit, I want to say, on Thursday. But outside of that, it's just been, he's been nicked up and they haven't wanted to risk him. So I'm not complaining about that either. Like, I don't want to see the kid hurt, but it's about how they've talked about him, right? Ryan Poles said something that I don't think I've ever heard anyone say about a rookie running back at that. Like, he talked about Roschan Johnson as somebody who could be a pillar of this franchise. And so that tells you what the Bears' expectations of Roschan Johnson are. That tells you what the Bears' expectation is for him in his future. That doesn't mean that's all going to happen this season, but you don't call somebody the pillar of an organization if you don't believe that they're going to be a pretty good player in this NFL. And they were surprised that they were able to get him down there.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think that blocking is going to be one of the most important things coming into this season. So I think at the end of the day, he'll be able to get to, I'll probably say number 2 on the depth chart. And who knows, maybe he'll be able to show some things in his first game. I certainly hope so, because as much as I like Juice running the ball, he can't block, and at the end of the day, the end goal is to protect Justin, and that's in the back of their minds. So hopefully Roschan Johnson can step up and be able to take some guys' spots.
Yeah. V-Dog asked the question. Shout out to V-Dog in his mug, Vern. He said, "Yo, Pat, do you see Travis Homer being in rotation? Because Flus and Ryan were very high on him as another versatile, do-it-all type running back when they got him from Seattle." I don't know what Travis Homer is on this team. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know if Travis Homer makes this team. And it's not because he hasn't done anything, but Treston Ebner's played well. You've got 3 running backs already. If you're just going to keep him on the special team side of things, that's fine. But what are you having him do? Are you going to have him be a gunner? Are you going to have him be a blocker? Because realistically, Velus Jones seems like he's winning that job. If Dante Pettis comes back, Dante Pettis has that job. If they do hold on to him, right? Like, where are you playing Travis Homer right here? You're not putting him out there. Like, I get it if you want to have an extra blocker on the team, right? But like, I don't know where Travis Homer actually fits on this team after watching what this team has put together.
Yeah, and for the most part, it's just like you said. I mean, there's already 3 running backs on the roster. I even say like in Seattle,
Jay Greers was good. Eric was good.
Yeah, I'll even say like in Seattle, he was more of like a jack of all trades dude. He wasn't really like, getting consistent reps.
But he was the one bringing back the punt returns and kick returns a lot of times.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like, okay, now like Dante Pettis isn't there. You said like you've been saying this entire camp, like Velus looked confident, and ready. Yeah. So it's just like where do you put him? It's not to say he's bad, but I mean, like, we already got 3 guys.
I mean, he's paid. He signed. There's a spot for him, right? Like, realistically, but it's one of those things for me where I don't see how you're going to utilize him to the best of his abilities.
I'm talking about like rotation, like where you put him. So yeah, we're on agreement on that.
They did cut some news that did come out today. Actually, let me pull this up here. We did have a little bit of news on the Bears front. We saw a couple of players cut here. Let me go over here to Bears PR. Gotta be up in this mug, man. No. Bears have waived wide receiver Aaron Cruikshank and offensive lineman Logan Steinberg have waived Aaron Cruikshank and have claimed offensive lineman Logan Steinberg off waivers. So giving you a little bit of offensive line depth. That scares me, though. Why are we claiming offensive linemen? Why are we claiming offensive linemen? Which gets us to number 5, the number 5 thing on this list that I think is going to be something that's of question. How are the Bears going to utilize this team as a whole? How are the coaches going to utilize this talent? How are the coaches going to utilize these offensive linemen? Because I have a huge question on what they have here and how the Bears are going to navigate it, especially on that left side. I'm concerned about Braxton Jones. I'm concerned about Nate Davis not being healthy.
Wait, Again,
I've never stopped being concerned.
You're concerned about Braxton Jones?
I believe.
Interesting.
I believe if you remember, I'm the person that said we should draft Broderick Jones because he's a pure left tackle.
I don't remember all
that. I
just know that.
Is that at the time when you didn't realize we were doing shows every day? Is that at that time?
It's not that.
When Joe was like, I ain't seen y'all post in years. It was like, dog, we've been doing this all the time.
No, right. I'm like, you guys are still doing that? All right. No, I just feel that I think Justin Fields is still going to be running like he was doing a little bit last year. He just hopefully can connect more, and the line will be moderately better. And so we still need to. If they're signing more linemen, they got to create that depth.
I don't think he'll be running as much, and I think that's why you went and got Mercedes Lewis.
Right? They gave a lot of safety valves.
If Darnell Wright is good, I don't have to put Mercedes Lewis on the right side. I can put Mercedes Lewis on the left side. If I got Mercedes Lewis on the left side, now I'm giving my young left tackle help. I'm not saying that guys don't have to continue to I'm not saying that guys don't have to continue to improve, but you do have to help them along the way. And for me, the one thing that I've seen, and Braxton Jones has said it a ton this season, he says, my hands aren't in the right place. And when my hands aren't in the right place, I get pushed back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so for me, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at what's Braxton Jones going to be able to do. Why he keeps saying, I feel like I'm getting him there, but it's taking time. You know what you're doing, or you know what you need to do. We got to get that done, because the main thing for me is, even on the right side, the reason I wanted Broderick Jones over Darnell Wright at first was because I said you got to pick a side to protect. Right. And if you're going to pick one side to protect the side of the guy who can't see, or of the side of that the quarterback can't see. Justin can't see what's coming behind him every play. He's got great senses. He knows how to get his head down, all of that, but he can't see what's coming behind him every play. So if I'm going to protect one side, I'd rather have that left side protected. They stuck with Braxton Jones. They went and got Darnell Wright. I think Darnell Wright will probably be a better player in the long run, but you know what I mean? Like you have that question.
Well, either way, you still need left, right tackle, left guard, right guard, all of those guys. So for the most part, I think it's still just, is the coaching doing a good job of coaching this offensive line? And then, like you said, are they installing these plays? Because it's not like they can really practice. They have limited amount of reps. They're getting into shape. Some of these players are just using training camp to get in shape. Hopefully they're not doing that. So there's a myriad of factors that go that's involved with that.
I don't think we see that a ton anymore. We used to see that a ton.
I just think the injuries, the soft tissue, working themselves.
I think I asked Tommy Waddle about that, because for me, I was like, is it better to go through all the injuries that you go through, all of the struggles that you go through in training camp, but you have that soreness going into the season? Because I feel like we see so many soft tissue injuries now. Or is it better to do it how they do it now, right? Where, listen, at the end of the day, guys are less concussed. That's what it comes down to. At the end of the day, guys are less concussed going into camp. And Waddle said, he said, it's probably somewhere in the middle, but I never went into the season more than 75% my entire career. Because they're running two-a-days, they're full pads every day, they're taking shots. So I think there is something to be said about, just the preparation and going into it, and how healthy guys are going to be able to be at that point, because you're not going to see as much soft tissue, or you're seeing a lot more soft tissue stuff now than you did back then. I thought that was interesting, because I ain't gonna lie to you. My favorite thing is you could hear Mercedes Lewis on the sideline in one of the spots where we were standing by him, and he was just like, "Bro, this is so different." Because you remember, he came in the league in 2006?
Yeah.
They still doing two-a-days.
Right.
Full pads.
Yeah.
We getting hit. He's still in the league right now. He like, hey, bro, hey, this is a breeze for me. I'm out here living my life. I got to put on pads for a little bit and go catch passes. Let's keep that going.
I think that to your question, how the coaches utilize new talent? So to me, I think it's more about being able to actually expand the playbook. Because now this is another year of Justin learning this scheme. So we should see a 49ers-esque, Packers-esque style of offensive play utilizing this talent. So I think that now that you have a second tight end with Tunyon, and then you have Komet.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing, I mean, if people realize that offense, the running backs actually catch a lot of passes.
Yeah.
So as much as we need the receivers, like if you look at who was Adams, that was with
Green Bay.
With Green Bay.
Yeah, Devontae.
He was like a 1,500 yard type receiver, right?
Right.
But now you're talking about having the running back should be able to do something. We might have some safety valves with the two tight ends and some drop offs. What I'm excited is the rollouts.
Yeah,
I'm excited that those plays that he tried to make last year that he couldn't make, now he can. Someone made a good post about they're saying that Fields ran 160 times or Hurts ran 156. They ran about the same amount of times or attempts.
Yeah.
But the point was like Fields should be able to do a little bit more with passing. I mean, Hurts did kind of a similar thing. He was bowling people over, getting in the end zone. Stuff like that.
For sure.
Oh well,
yeah.
hey, when you're squatting, what is it, 600? They like he
Jalen Hurts was squatting 600.
Yeah, no, like he's like.
I ain't see that one.
Yeah,
I saw Nick Chubb doing it. I was just like the bar was bending over his shoulders.
Jalen Hurts is like squatting 600.
I was like, hey, when the steel is bending around your shoulders, maybe you don't need to be squatting there, bro. That can't be healthy for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My thing is, so I got a question for you and Joel in the chat. So like, because Joe brought up the thing about the playbooks, right? So, because I know that you said Ben Jones hasn't really been there.
Nate Jones.
He hasn't really been there a ton. Do you feel like this could be kind of a detriment to the offense because
100%.
Week to week, it's like now you're coming out in two tight end sets because Ben Jones isn't there, so it's like now Nate Jones. Nate Jones.
Who's Ben Jones?
Nate Jones. Bro.
Hey, listen. At least I ain't leave you out here like Colin Cowherd, Armstrong.
Hey, Armstrong.
We got Armstrong out here.
I appreciate that. I'm a loud one. Nate Jones. Because like if they keep coming out in two tight end sets, then the defense is like, okay, now we're starting to catch on. This is getting a little bit easier. So those design rollouts that Joel is talking about and the blocking and so on and so forth. Do you think that will continue to be there as they go week to week?
Well, it's not even about what we say, right? It's about what Coach Flu said. Coach Flu said that it gets to a point where it's concerning because of continuity,
right?
And
because he's not there.
The main thing is, right, Nate Jones has had one. Nate Jones, you got me saying Jones. Nate Davis. Where do you get Jones from?
Bro,
Nate Davis,
bro. Oh.
Nate Davis. Like what the heck? Like you got me saying Jones, though. Mike
me.
Jones. Anyway, but who? Mike Jones. But no, Nate, you got me out here, Armstrong. Nobody corrected me from the back either. Jeez, appreciate you, Joel.
Sorry, just running everything. Sorry,
my fault.
Let me get you centered there.
We told you bring your son for slave labor. I mean, child labor. I mean, assistance. But no, I think that right, to me, what I want to see out of Nate Davis is that continuity. We've only seen him go in one practice,
right,
with pads on. After that practice, he was out. You know what I mean? So that's the only thing about the consistency that I want to see. I want to see how he looks next to him. We've also seen Lucas Patrick be out, right? So you're getting a ton. Ben Jones is the center for the Titans. Well, you were kind of on point. You were kind of in the right area.
I'm a loud one. That's on me.
Yeah, man. That's on me, baby.
That's on me.
I got them diamonds on me. Anyway,
diamonds on me.
But no, I want to see Nate Davis be able to finally, stay in there consistently, because that's a concern for me. Like, we signed this guy 3 years, $30 million.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him yet. Everybody keeps going, oh yeah, he'll be there by the season. It's fine.
It could be like,
in
the
words of that
team up north, relax.
No,
we gotta get.
No.
I'm saying, what you're probably going to see the first 2 weeks of them really starting to round into shape. The offense is going to start clicking. Like I said, the defense is hot right now. Like, the whole point is like what again, how the coaches utilize this new talent. We might finally be able to do some stuff where, because now if we have the talent with O-line and they're pulling, they're able to, bull rush or able to just run up, give us some type of push where we can give Justin Fields some time. So all I want to see is a trips right. Let me get trips right, 3 receivers on the right side, a little tight end drop off on the left. Can we get a nice little play action? That's all I want to see.
No, yeah, I feel you on that one. I think the main thing that I want to see from this coaching staff is what we saw in the second half of last season.
Mm-hmm.
Not from Allen Williams. He got to show me something new. But from Luke Getsy, show me what I saw in the second half of last season. It took Luke Getsy 7 weeks to figure out what he had at the quarterback position. Took him 7 weeks. I get that. I understand that. But you want to know why? Because he was a first-time offensive coordinator, and he didn't have Justin Fields, who could run like the wind. And he also had guys that had receivers. Yeah, I mean, he probably wasn't expecting that. Oh, he drops back to Equanimeous St. Brown. Oh, no. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the best thing that you have going for you. And so for me, what I want to see from this coaching staff as a whole is continue to build on what you left last season on. The reason that we're high on this team offensively, because nobody's high on them defensively. The reason we're high on this team offensively is because the second half of last season, you've got a quarterback who's got the 3rd highest QBR. You've got a quarterback who's going out there and getting you 30 points pretty much by himself with how this team was running, with no defense helping him out. You've got an offense that's actually scoring the football and starting to move things in the right direction. Continue to build on that, because the thing that I hate the most with every offense that the Chicago Bears have had is its pop-up. It's a pop-up offense.
Mm-hmm.
You see one season, you're like, oh, my God, we got an offense. Look at that. We got a quarterback. Oh, how did we get a quarterback? Where did he come in? And then the next season, he throws 15 interceptions in the first 3 weeks. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. I thought we had a quarterback.
No, well, remember, too, even in the Trubisky situation, they had the offensive guy, then they fired the Oregon guy, right? And they took
the offensive line, the
offensive coordinator. Like, they kept switching things.
No,
up.
he was the offensive
passing coordinator.
Yeah, something like that. They had too many
offensive passing.
They had too many people with their hands in the pot.
But the point is, like I said this before, we finally have
an offensive passing game coordinator. Yeah, you can't pass on defense.
Right. No, because you have all running. They did that mess with like Mike Tyson. They had some stupid stuff. But I think that we actually have an identity on offense for the first time in a long time. So now you can actually plug and play and put. That's why the cover 2 works, right? We know what the cover 2 is. We know what the players are that make this successful. We've seen for the 49ers and the Packers what they've done. So we know, like, the receiving game, the running backs, they all basically everybody got to be able to catch.
Yeah.
And be, they got to be utility players. So we know that we can get guys, and we have a system that works. But I would say this, though. I would really hope that that Fields can be that 2010 Michael Vick Eagles. Like, when
I want Eagles Vick.
I want that Eagles.
Now,
Vick.
Eagles Vick was still 50% from the field. They wasn't throwing good percentages back then.
But he was like that Eagles Vick was amazing when he came. Like, if we can get a consistent combination of being able to run and throw, oh my God, this would be amazing.
Well, I mean, that offensive line at that point, you had Jason Kelsey. I think at that time you had Lane Johnson, but I think at that time you had Lane Johnson. But at that time, like, they were the Eagles' offensive line has always been consistent for the most part, and that's what you're kind of hoping. Darnell Wright and Tevin Jenkins, turns into if they stay healthy. I think it all comes down to the offensive line. If they stay healthy, I mean everybody knows what they can do, and I think that's all it comes down to. But the Ben Jones is the one that I would say scares me the most, because at that point, then I feel like
who is Ben Jones?
Nate Davis.
Yo, that is my bad, bro. That's on me.
Who is Ben Jones?
Who is Nate Jones? 501.
Right.
I don't know. Nate Davis is the one that scares me the most, because if he's not there, then the camaraderie is not right. But hopefully they get it together. Man.
Ben Jones. Mike Davis said Ben Jones strikes again.
And that's on me. That's on me, man.
Oh God. Hey man,
How
appreciate
the
y'all
hell,
for tuning
boy?
in. 71 people in here. Hit that like button. Only 24 likes on the video.
What's
man.
going on?
Hit that like button. Stop playing with us out here, man. Come on, stop playing with us. Let's finish it out on this because you brought this topic to the fold. We heard about the primary logo change.
Oh,
Everybody lost their mind. Everybody lost their mind about the primary
Right.
logo change, right? And we got them images, Joe.
Yeah.
You look. I was about to say you look a little nervous when I said that.
No.
Look, oh, look at that. So we got
Hey.
some of these jerseys out here, man. Some of these different images that we can look at. And Ringo said, just say what we just doing? A yay or nay on this one?
Yeah, yay or nay,
So
dripper, dripper, skip. These are some, you know.
Dripper skip. I like that. Dripper skip.
I could have made something for that.
Oh,
man.
yeah, you could. Well, he just told you
You
right
know
now,
what?
live on the show.
There you
Dripper
go.
skip.
This is gonna be a new segment now.
I like that.
This one here, skip.
You don't like the Chicago
What?
colors?
Look at that helmet.
I
Dude,
see.
that's
You
cold.
a hater off.
Look at the helmet.
That's all
You ain't
Chicago.
right.
Look at the
That's
helmet.
cold. That's like the Oilers. I love the Oilers.
Nah,
Then we become
bro.
first
Nah,
off, you cannot wear that helmet in this city. How many points on the star?
Oh well.
Come on, dog. What are we doing out here?
They're still doing that?
What
I thought it was all
they still gangbanging out here?
I'm moving to the suburbs. We
He said suburbs.
Are they still gangbanging out here?
they're still doing that?
No, that's terrible. Let's go down. Let's keep it moving. That helmet right there, fire. I'd take that all day. If they rebranded the bear on the side like that, I would take that all day. Let me get that.
So okay, so
That's drip. That's straight
the first
drip right
one.
there.
Okay, so the
First one I'm skipping. Go ahead.
I like the first one.
Okay, I like the first one as well.
Jeremy?
Yeah. Dripper skip on the first.
I didn't like the first one.
So it's 2-2.
It's
Okay.
not the
so-
original colors.
All right.
It's not about that. It's an alternate jersey, All right, now we got okay, this is the third one. I'm skipping this one.
Oh yeah, fully skip.
Fully skip.
Fully skip. This looks terrible. It's not even Chicago blue. You just threw a blue on there.
Yeah, that's like periwinkle.
Periwinkle.
I ain't messing with that.
Yeah, we skipping
So
it.
who
I-
put
I
somebody's
know,
high
I-
school
I-
helmet in here?
Yeah, I'm skipping.
And they put Chicago. That's kind of corny.
I like the skyline aspect on the back, but you got to go Chicago colors.
No. Skip. All right, here we go. We got the helmet. I'm not gonna lie. I'll drip. That's drip.
I can drip on this.
That-
Pause. That's crazy.
I can.
Hey, yo, my man.
yo.
What is happening?
Yo.
Yo. Okay.
I'm glad the camera's on.
All
Jesus
right.
Christ.
All right.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
drip. That's drip.
And
Right
we're gonna
there.
move on.
We're gonna move on.
Hey.
It's a drip. I'll
That's
get
a
this one a drip.
That's a drip.
I'll get this one a drip. This is skip for me because you missed the year on that one.
Yeah, actually, we should even put this on here.
We should have did
Yeah,
that one
that's all
last year. This is skip for me.
Yeah. And then here we go.
This is like the alternate helmet. Didn't you have the jersey with
come
that
on.
one in there?
It would. There's another.
That blue one is lit. That blue one is lit.
I think
that one right there is the
another,
best one to
There's
me.
another one in there.
The blue one at the top is the best one, and then that's the white one. The white joint I rock with.
Yeah. The clip went out. So that's all I got for that image. But
That's all I got for that image.
that's all y'all get.
That's the best one right there.
I like that.
That's the best
I
one.
like this one. I like the this one too.
I guess if you're gonna do the orange thing,
You got to do the orange visor.
Chris Bleck said, I don't think you can wear that on the field though. Chris Bleck said,
Christian McCaffrey. Well,
I
no,
don't think you can't wear the color ones.
I like this. That's hot. Oh, wait a minute. You didn't. Where's the white? Oh, I didn't have the white.
You ain't put the
Just-
white
yeah,
one in
yeah,
there. You ain't put the white one in there.
That's the one I was
Hold on,
talking
Let me
about.
find that. Let me
See if you can
find
upload that image.
it. Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Nah, but real talk. Well, can you take that off screen so we can talk?
Oh,
again?
my fault. I thought I took it off. Sorry.
Ooh.
How about we transition?
There you go. We're
Hey,
back, baby.
hey.
We're back. I'm back, Jake.
Back to Tyrone, but no.
But no, I like the. I asked Chris Bleck this today, and I was like, I don't even think I asked him. It was just like, would you care, basically? And what he said was like, you don't mess with what the tradition is. I don't need new. I don't need, them to go there because they're the charter franchise. And so you don't have to change anything about it. That was his reasoning on it. With the charter franchise, you don't have to change anything. And I was just like, I don't care what they wear. They could go out there in tuxedo masks for all I care.
This is money.
As long as they win.
But this is business. It's all about making.
I mean, yeah,
You get New Jersey.
yeah, if you
But what he
wanna-
said was, right, they don't need to be the Oregon Ducks. The Ducks are always terrible, so you got to come out with cool jerseys.
Yeah, that is true.
The Ducks be having like 1 or 2
Oregon
years where they be
jerseys is
decent.
tough,
Then they get slapped.
and they ain't really been well.
You know what I mean?
They was decent. This
They got smacked.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's terrible.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think they're going to, they don't need to be the Oregon Ducks like you were saying, but at the same time, it's like, I mean,
I just want it simple.
like,
I want
change.
simple. Give me an all-white jersey.
Yeah, I ain't saying, I'm not saying
Give me an
go too
all-white
crazy.
jersey like you gave me with the all-orange. And
All right. Here we go. Let's see. We got. Let's stretch that out. There we go. Boom. So I would say like that's hot.
that's
Now
hot. That's all I want.
now
That's
that-
all I want.
That's tough.
That's
cool.
all I
love the
want.
helmet.
Give me all white helmet with the bear head on the side. That's all I want.
You can even go with the dark
And this
blue
could be the
pants.
alternate. I don't
The
need to
shorts.
see this every day. I don't need to see this every Sunday. I'm not saying that. This don't need to be the home jersey. I like the navy
I
and
like
orange.
it way better than that ugly orange one, and I hate that vertical stripe.
I love
orange.
the orange one.
But
The stripe one is crazy.
The
The
stripe
stripe
one
one
is
is
not-
crazy.
I
The
do
stripe
not
one
like
screams
that.
racism. I'm not gonna lie to
Hate
you, bro. The striped one screams black people didn't wear these jerseys before you put it on. That's what the striped one screams, bro. I'm not gonna
No.
lie to you, dog.
Can't stand that one.
I mean, like,
Now, are you mad?
like, bro, that striped one is crazy,
It's
dog.
horrible.
Like the 1940s or 50s jersey, it
Yeah.
just yells to me like
Now-
we haven't drafted a black guy yet.
It does, but
let
it
me-
doesn't. The problem is even how they made it then is, I guess, okay. I don't like how they
Mhm.
tried to make it modern. Now I just can't stand
Yeah,
it.
no, I don't like the striped
Let
one.
me,
at all.
let me.
I didn't know we were the Pittsburgh Bears. That's how
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
that's
every time they
crazy.
put that joint on.
Well, no, I stand by this. The Pittsburgh and those Bumblebee jerseys or whatever.
That's one of the worst
with-
jerseys of all
with
time.
the- awful.
Yeah,
Now-
the
wait,
little
now-
like
now-
where
now
it
real
look
quick-
like where it
yeah,
look like the referees.
Now-
They look like yellow referees.
Yeah,
No, that's one of the worst jerseys
Now,
of all time.
let me ask you this: a Chicago Bears White Sox crossover jersey,
no,
or
no, we don't have black in our colors.
or
Like Bulls
or-
and White Sox
or-
crossover made sense because both teams were black. There's no black in the Bears.
or
I don't want Cubs
I
either.
can see.
It's all gross.
Hey man,
There's no crossover with the Bears. You don't mess with the Bears.
I think that'll be a dope idea, but we talking about the we talking about the NFL.
Yeah, you know, you
I think-
don't
I
mess
think
you don't
some-
mess with the
some
Bears
teams
that
do
much. You
that.
don't be. I don't need like the baseball crossovers. Like the NFL is the god of sports. Like
I would honestly switch that orange out with that white. That's
I would be
No,
okay
no,
with
no,
that.
the white-
I was
the white
I'm
is
okay.
nice.
Here's the thing. I'm okay with switching. That was a
Oh,
crazy
my.
pick. That's a pick six, baby. Who threw that?
26.
Couldn't have been Jordan Love.
No, Love's not.
Love's
playing.
got to be out the game by now.
Clifford.
Oh, Clifford. Yep, he's cut.
He
But
sound-
anyway,
he sounds like a guy that throws interceptions.
Yeah, he's cut. If you're not a big red dog, I ain't fooling with you. But no, for me, I'm okay with swapping the orange out only because whenever they wear the orange, I'm sick to my stomach because I know we're gonna lose the game.
But you got the orange jersey though.
That's because it looks cool. Guess what I don't do, Ringo? Play for the Chicago Bears. When I wear the jersey, it has absolutely nothing to do with the team winning or losing.
I like what Mike Davis is saying. Take the South Side number style and then in the lettering on the Bears.
I can
jersey.
rock with that.
That
I can deal with that. I can
That'd
deal
be
with
tough.
numbering or lettering being different, stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, maybe doing bears on a hat. Like, here's the thing: that stuff is cool for like merch,
It's
Mm.
all
like
it's
that I want to
for.
walk around with.
That's all it's
Mm.
for. It's just making
That's
money.
cool for that. I don't need that on the field. You know what I mean? But I would swap the white with the orange. I am in favor of that. I want an all white jersey so bad.
That well, it really is the helmet that we have a white jersey.
not a helmet.
We don't have
the
an all white
helmet-
uniform.
No,
they
we
don't wear.
don't.
They wear navy pants with
I
the
know,
white shirt.
right? But that way they had that. Let me pull that back up. That's hot. Let me go back to that. The way I think it's they. You know what it is too. They use the orange.
You still got all the colors in there. You got the navy blue. You got the orange.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
the
I
helmet. The helmet's just that makes it pop more. Yeah, but I like the all white.
I like that. That's the best one. And even with that
I like
helmet,
that.
that's
That's
the
tough.
best one. And I think it's because it makes the bear head pop more. The navy helmet with the bear head don't pop as much.
Yeah.
because you got to do a white outline with it. It almost looks like you just stuck a sticker on there.
Yeah.
Mike Davis said all white in a snow game. Yeah, let's not do that.
Bro,
I couldn't see him.
So
I couldn't see him down there.
So terrible.
Y'all know how that go, man. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. We will be back Monday to break down the game. We won't be here on Sunday live calling this one. We will be live calling next Saturday's game versus the Colts. We'll also be talking about all of the practices that go on because joint practice next week. So be in tune with that. I hate that Jordan Love played well today because of one reason. If Justin Fields comes out and has like a 2-for-4 day and it's one drive and it's over with quick, you just know we're going to have to deal with chirping all day. Jordan Love's going to do it again. He's another superstar. Here we go. All right, here we go.
How
All
sick
right, okay.
would y'all be if that actually happened? Like,
I wouldn't be sick because it's preseason.
But like, okay.
As long as Justin don't come out and look atrocious.
You got Favre. Aaron takes over.
Are you
from
saying
Favre,
if Jordan Love becomes a Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
Can Justin
number
Fields
three.
also become a Hall of Fame level player? The only reason I care about the Packers having a good quarterback is because we never did. Like, guess what? If Jay Cutler was as good as Aaron Rodgers was, or if he was at least remotely near good enough to like be competitive every time they play, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, oh, y'all got y'all quarterback, we got ours. May the best man win.
Right.
I really wouldn't be. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Here's the thing about me. I really want there to be a rivalry. We've just got 40 years of stomping going both ways. The Bears stomped the crap out of the Packers for 40 years. The Packers stomped stomped the crap out of the Bears for 40 years. You want to know what I want to see? I want to see the next 40 years a real rivalry where I can really hate these mugs for a real reason other than just they live in Wisconsin.
And there you have it, homeboy.
Hey, let's get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all for showing love for the man formerly known as Ringo J. Stefan Adon, the super producer Joel Holt, and of course, Jay Garth in the cut.
Jay in the cut.
Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. One love. We'll be right back here Monday at 6-ish. Breaking this down. Peace. Yeah, I say 6-ish because we be a few minutes late because Joe be rendering stuff. Oh!